Well, Great to the Game Team 2 is here, and it's actually a pretty good promo, honestly. It, to me, once again, shows they know how to make a good promo that is well received, but they don't want to do it because of monetary reasons too often, right? But we'll talk about that. We've got eafc 25 news again. We've had two great evolutions over the last couple days here, and also we've got a leaked card design as well to come out for what we assume will be the next Friday promo, but we'll talk about that. There's a couple interesting things there too. But okay, hey, thanks for being here. If you're new here, subscribe. And let's talk about actually firstly here the legendary status evolution, because I want to talk about Evos in general a little bit. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. I think, to me, evolutions are really are one of the best things ever added to Ultimate Team. I love so many of them. Are there things I would change? Yes, 100%. We've had some paid Evos this year that I don't think are worthy of being paid Evos, right? We've had lots of kind of ups and downs with it, but in general, it's been a fantastic addition. We got a new one just today that looks very, very good as well. Some great cards you can put in here. Kai Havertz again fits in. All these Festival of Football Evos can fit in that you have not done. Like, just some really, really fun, good, interesting cards here. Really hoping we see the next step even next year. We see even more of these. You know, coming at the start of this year, I think we only saw one every like week or two, it felt like, and now we see them. We saw two ones back-to-back days, right? It seems like they know that it's a very popular edition, and they're going to start to maybe implement it even more into what FC25 holds. I do not like the gatekeeping them behind rivals and champs. They didn't do that with this legendary status one, but some of them, like Elite Quartet even, I think maybe. Oh no, actually they haven't either. But there's some of these here I think are gate kept a bit in like rivals and champs, which is odd. I don't get that. That I wish wasn't a thing. Like, I have small nitpicks and stuff like that for sure, but in general, I hope we just see more and more, because this Ronaldinho card, by the way, I know right now he's like extinct at 1.7 million coins pretty much. Until you're untradeable, it's like gonna be like 1.8 million untradeable, but it is a Dino with Aerial Plus, and looks like this in game. That is like just such a unique and fun card that we can get. I know it's almost unaffordable, but that's just one of the best ones you can put in this. You know, there's a lot of other ones that look fantastic that you probably have in your club over the course of the whole year, and it goes to show you that, like, for next year, saving cards like this is going to be important. Unless Eric Cantona, if you held on to this Eric Cantona Thunderstruck, you now can get an Aerial Plus Cantona, who, I mean, it looks very, very good, right? So that'll be an interesting thing for next year, but I just want to give EA their flowers a little bit, because I don't do that very often. I think Evolutions, despite my minor gripes about it, is a fantastic addition to the game this year. It needs to be part of the, like, real future going forward. One of the most important things for them to think about for next year, to me, 100%. Now, to shit on them again, because you know the praise probably doesn't last too long, but the Rudy SBC, odd to me. I don't get it. They made him look very good, but to me, I always think Finesse Shot and Power Shot combined is a little redundant. I don't really like that, and they gave him Dead Ball Plus, so does he have two playstyle pluses? Kind of, with Long Ball and Finesse, which are great, or Long Ball and Power Shot, whichever one you do more. Finesse is probably better. Looks very, very good, but they made him 2 million coins. It's like, all right, well, I don't get why the SBCs are not super insane, and you can make them super expensive. You want to make them super insane, but we haven't had like a must complete icon SBC in months now, which is strange. And Sidorf looks very good. I like Clarence Sidorf, but again, they made him Dead Ball Plus, so it's like one of them is kind of but he's also cheaper, so maybe they learned from their mistake there. This card's very good though. Good icon links, obviously, and good playstyle, so he's good, much better. But the Rooney one just confuses me. I don't get it. And the crafting upgrade I like a lot too. It's got good rewards also. So I just want to say that, to me, I think they know what makes a good promo. They just don't want to do it too often, because they have to balance the good promo, but we might not make as much money here, which I'm not even like that big of a believer in, that they won't make as much money on a certain promo, but I think that's what they think. Or a promo that's just will literally be as predatory as possible, drive it to the store as much as possible. They try and make that balance. I think they know what makes a good promo. They just don't want to do it very often, which obviously is pretty disappointing. But a FUD economist was hired there. He knows what we like. He knows not to give us what we like. If you know FUD economist, if you're an OG and you know who he is and you know what I'm talking about. But okay, we're gonna start with FC25 leaks, with a couple more here from FUD Police Leaks and Detective FUD. This is an interesting one to me. I'm happy and also not happy at the same time, and you need to tell me in the comments what you think, because I don't know what like the consensus will be here, but let's just read it and explain. So we have a new corner system in eafc 25. You can set which players you want at the front post, back post, penalty spot, and the edge of the box. Imagine VVD at the front post, Holland at the back post, and Rudiger at the penalty spot. What are your thoughts? Is this a good feature? So assuming he means on offense and defense, you're able to put whoever you want to on the certain spots on the corners, right? Which I think is a feature that has kind of needed to be a thing for a long time now. But then also when you have Aerial Plus in the mix here, yeah, if you have VVD at the front post, Holland at the back post, we might have problems where corners are just going to be unbelievable and impossible to stop. Now, obviously, you might say the counter to that is going to be, well, you could have Aerial Plus players as well at the front post, back post, or wherever. But oftentimes, Aerial Plus will favor the attacker. That's kind of how it has played out all year. That's why pros use Erling Haaland, even though there's 4 Aerial Plus defenders in all their back lines, because the offensive player usually takes precedent over the defensive player on Aerial Plus. So hopefully it's going to be a thing where next year Aerial Plus isn't even going to be as OP as it was this year, right? Then it won't really matter. But it's really just such a tough balance, because you want Aerial Plus to be good. You want it to exist and like have an advantage, and taller players have an advantage over smaller players. You don't want Bonmati winning a header over Holland, right? You don't want that. But then also, if you make it too good, you get this year. Which I think people just are starting to realize now how good Aerial Plus is, and like a lot of elite players are just using at least one Aerial Plus player up top. So it's really about the balance, but that's the issue, is I don't trust EA to balance anything. So it could work really well, or it could be disaster where like corner kicks are going to be ridiculously good. But of course, there's no way to know until we get the game. So what do you think about it? I want to know what the consensus opinion is, or like what people think about it, because it's another one of those features that has a lot of potential, but then if it's not balanced right, it could be not so great. Then we got this as well. The pack animation for FC 25 looks like it will be more reminiscent of the FIFA 22. I think this was. No, this is FIFA 20 right here. But you know, this type of animation where it was like the hallway was a thing for a while. Looks like that is probably going to be coming back next year. Okay, the pack degens just nutted themselves, but obviously to a certain extent we all like packs because we play the game, so I can't hate on them too much. But that looks like that'll be a thing for next year. But then we got this news, which actually I'm pretty excited about this one, or at least, you know, excited to see what they do with it. There will be a season pass across all game modes. We'll have a new eafc currency. Gain currency while playing through multiple game modes to be able to purchase items. Example, level 15, XP for Pro Club / rare players pack for Ultimate Team. So you get kind of like rewards across game modes, which I think is pretty interesting. It says down here, you know, for OG people, this brings back catalog vibes. The Ultimate Team season pass will be available just like it has been, but the season pass as well for all game modes is just an addition. So as long as there's a way for like another avenue towards a different microtransaction, I'm all for it. I think that's great, which, let's be honest here, it probably is what it's going to be. But I like the idea of, hey, you get an extra starting point of XP because you played a lot of Ultimate Team, or because you played a lot of Pro Clubs, you get like a couple extra packs in Ultimate Team, right? I think it's cool. I'm sure it's just intended to be a, hey, if you play Pro Clubs a lot, you get Ultimate Team packs for free. Hey, come here and get addicted, little children. That's probably what it is, but I like the idea of it. If you're a grinder for multiple modes, you can grind and get rewards for multiple modes. So hopefully that's kind of what it's going to be like. Obviously, let me know what you think about that too. Will it just be another microtransaction haven? I don't know. Hopefully not. We also got UEFA Euro and Copa America International Stars should be the next promo. Team of the tournament will come after International Stars. And then we also saw this. So this is the Euro card design leaked there. That's the Euro International Stars. And we saw this from FUT Scoreboard here. This is the Copa America International Stars, which is weird because this card design's already added, and they did not add the Euro one to the database. So this tells me that maybe we see some sort of objective coming up here soon. Maybe like the champs objective. We see this card design in, say, maybe that next Brazilian champs objective we'll see, right? Because it doesn't make any sense for them to add this on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday they added this, which they almost never do for like new card designs. It's almost always Wednesday or Thursday, like the day before. So odd they added this and then not the Euro one. We might see a card come out that looks like this in the coming days, because yeah, otherwise it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, Germany qualifying for the quarterfinals as well. All their players getting upgrades here. Playstyle plus for Fulkrug and Undav. They had so many cards in this, by the way. It's kind of hilarious, just so many cards they had. This Undav, a technical aerial finesse. If he gets, I don't know, first touch, or say another playstyle doesn't have to do with shooting, or not a redundant playstyle, this could be one of the better attackers in the game, actually, with 5-star weak foot as well. I'm curious to see what they give Undav. If it's first touch or if it is maybe rapid or quick step, that card's going to be ridiculous. And also I think with Evos, it's sort of a thing that you can't escape, but is also a bit of like EA lurking in the shadows saying, hey, complete every SBC you ever see because you never know what one's going to be needed for an evolution. Like, that's kind of the cynical way to see it, or it's just, you can see it as a way, hey, if you do an SBC, you can upgrade that card later on. Like, Showdown Izak here, you know, this card looks ridiculous. I would love to use him as a, you know, aerial type 6 foot, what was he, 6'3", 6'4" striker with rapid press proven's great, first touch is great. I'd love to use this card, but I didn't do the SBC, so it is kind of a way for them to say, hey, do dangle in front of our faces, like, do every SBC you see. What if it's needed in an evolution in 2 months? And then, like, most of them never are, obviously, so you end up wasting more coins, but also you want to have the opportunity to like upgrade them, so they can't really win that situation. So I think it's a cynical way to look at it maybe, but what do you guys think about that? And okay, more SBC players, objective players coming for greats of the game here. We saw Sadorf today, so great out of Sheer and Rooney. Whoever made this, by the way, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but Sheer, Rooney, Sadorf, we've seen. Figo, Cafu, Casillas, Lizarazu, Mascherano, and Gomez we've yet to see. So we'll see these coming out. I think we're seeing one a day. I want to say that's what I think AC said. We'll see one every single day here. But yeah, those are the players left. And Pakelme said the fate of the market lies with Italy. This was before the game, and then oops, that didn't work out. But there were so many expensive Italy cards: Maldini, Di Natale, Chiesa, Del Piero, Pirlo, all above 1 million coins there. And yeah, Chiesa I think is like 1 million coins right now, I want to say, down 50%, and that'll just continue to trickle down because, you know, no more upgrades for him. It looks very good, but no more upgrades for any of the Italian players now. Also, Mbappe has his mask in the Euro mode. I thought that was kind of funny, like an interesting addition. They made that quick as hell. I think I actually got to give them props for making that so fast. And also, I think we talked about this, but I can't say 100%. Napoli and Roma will be licensed in FC 25, so not like this year where they had kind of like the weird badges, that kind of thing. That should be gone for next year, so happy to see that. Always nice to see more licenses because, I mean, let's be honest here, there's no competitor right now, so let's just fuck it, let's get all the licenses here. For FIFA 2K though, that is a different story. Okay, looking at fodder, I hope he bought 89s because 89s went up like 7,000, I want to say. I bought them at 17.5 or 18,000, I want to say, and they're now 24.5 ish. You can lazy sell at 25 something. Looks pretty fantastic. Packaway team's okay, so you're looking at a crafting upgrade. Exchanges are going to be going crazy for crafting upgrades, plus packaway team's okay, so combine all that, yeah, 89s were kind of destined to go up. And like I said, all their fodder hasn't moved really at all. It's actually gone down. It's gonna be packed too often with this new stuff coming out. So yeah, okay, let's read my super intellectual, cunning, stunning, incredible comment section. Joseph Janola says, bro, that 4-3-2-1 tactic is insane. Carried me back to rank 1. Instantly crying laughing emoji. Yeah, the 4-3-2-1 this year, if you've not been using it, it's ridiculous how good it is. Like, I'm not the first one I'm not groundbreaking with this sort of tactic. Like, it's very, very good. And yeah, you want to check that out, you can. Relix the Gamer, don't care what they add for the next game unless they bring back the classic pre-match presentation for next gen with players coming out of the tunnel plus lineup graphic. The fact that that's not a thing, awful. Who made that decision? To me, that tells me the people that made that choice don't actually watch football, or at least not very much, because why would anybody not want that? That is the most ridiculous thing to not want. I'm assuming you mean in career mode, by the way. In Ultimate Team, it kind of doesn't mean anything, but in career mode, it for sure does. And the fact that they removed that, I don't know. Who okayed that in the boardroom? Not somebody who has any idea what the fans want. At Flow3029 says the tactics need to be revamped so they actually work like in real life. You should be able to control defensive transitions. For example, in a 3-back, the only way to create a back 4 or 5 out of possession is to put a winger / wide mid on comeback on defense, where compared to real life, Pep uses center back instead. And yeah, I think they want to do that. I think they just are concerned that they can't code that very well. I think that's probably the only thing holding them back from that. Like a fluid type formation, like Pez has had that for a while, where you can be different when you have the ball, when you don't have the ball, or certain things like that is like fluid formations. I think they would like that, but I just don't think they believe in themselves enough to implement that. And maybe they will next year. Maybe I'll be eating my words, but I think they just don't, for one, believe in themselves, and also it's like a bit of an undertaking to like code all of that. So they're like, fuck, I'd keep it the same. That's kind of what I feel like they think about it. And a lot of wonderful comments. If you came from a tactics video, got a lot of comments saying you did. Thanks for being here, and glad I can be part of your morning routine, maybe. On that note, thanks again for being here. I love you all. Thanks for some peace.